Hey everybody, I'm live. This is Eve, the author of Detox with Eves. I recover from multiple chemical sensitivity, and I have been helping people get well for about 10 years now. Please smash the likes if you're coming on, and then also hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and all that way you can always know when I'm getting ready to go on live, and you can come ask all of your questions. So feel free to ask any questions you want. And let me know your biggest hurdles in recovering from chemical sensitivity, your biggest detox questions, your brain retraining questions, all of these things, because recovering from chemical sensitivity for me was a very big endeavor, and it involved the mind, the body, the attitude, so much more than just detoxing. I detox a lot. Then if you do have chemical sensitivity and you're on all of these groups, you realize that, people are just on there for years, and it can be like this huge downer. You're just sort of talking about toxins all the time. Let me turn this off. It's too bright. Oops. There, we'll do that. Talking about toxins all the time. All right, this isn't working at all. And a lot of people who aren't getting well are like trying to help each other. Nobody's getting well. Everyone's just getting like deeper and deeper in the toxin rabbit hole, which is big. I mean, there's toxins in everything, and it's not a good situation, with the toxins. So, at one point, you got in a good amount of the toxin in your body through changing your diet, through taking toxins out of your house, from not wearing any kind of toxic hair products and body products, toxic cleaning stuff. You're doing coffee enemas, you're drinking lemon water, you're using probiotics, you're getting all of your organs moving in a good way. Your liver's detoxing, you're doing milk thistle, you're taking glutathione, you're doing vitamin C. You've done glutathione drips, you're getting all your vitamins and minerals, making sure you're not missing anything, because sometimes an illness could just be a deficiency in a small mineral that you didn't realize. Make sure that this is clear. And sometimes it could be as simple as that. We don't know sometimes what's the cause of our physical problems, and I do think sometimes it could be just one little mineral deficiency. We got our magnesium, Epsom salt bath, you're doing all this stuff. Then one day we have to start really working on the mind and body situation. That involves changing the mindset, exercising, doing yoga. Breathing is like one of the best things you can ever do. Now, if I had a chemical sensitivity, now I would do Wim Hof method. I would do red light therapy. There are some like super healing modalities. I do a lot of relaxation. Well, I already did that, but I would do more. I do a lot of outside nature walks, a lot of grounding in nature, a lot of being in nature. These things are actually more healing than all of these things that we're looking for sometimes. LDN and naturopaths and going to this clinic, in Texas that costs like $10,000 pocket money. A lot of times we're so desperate and we hear about the solutions. And for me, what I found was a lot of times it was the simplest things and it was the cheapest things that got me well. I'm not going to talk too long because I'm a little bit tired. Don't forget to smash the likes. If somebody comes out with a question, I want to answer the questions. Sometimes I forget, what it's like to be sick like that. I do remember it was just like a living hell. It was a nightmare. I couldn't go anywhere. Holidays were terrible. I can't imagine what it's like now with the COVID and people spraying, all of this chemicals everywhere all the time. Like I was somewhere yesterday and they had like barbicide certificates, they just wipe everything down with chemicals. Like you go to the grocery store and they wipe between each time. Like I don't notice it now because I don't have chemical sensitivity, but it must be like complete nightmare situation for people with chemical sensitivity. Because, I mean, I would smell all of the toxins and react to all of the toxins even before they were doing that. So people do not realize about toxins. especially stuff like that, when you're just putting layer upon layer upon layer, you're not washing the layer off. That's what happens with like just commercial cleaners. It's like you're putting these products on your floor or whatever, your clothes, whatever it is you're using, and you're not ever washing it off. You're just putting another layer and another layer and another layer of these products. And if you have chemical sensitivity, because you're choking, you're getting asthma, you're having reactions, your throat's closing up, whatever, neurological reactions, you're getting brain fog, you're getting grouchy, you're getting fight or flight. And so, I feel bad for people in these times. I wonder what it's like. I got well like the traditional way. I went and did all that stuff like everybody's still doing to this day in the groups. And sometimes I don't even post in the groups because people get so angry. Oh, you didn't really have it, or you were always going to have it. And, people are just going to argue with you. So, which is too bad, because a lot of it's like this downward spiral of negativity. And when you get into this kind of groups, like you're very sick and you're very defensive, and, I don't know. So I don't really go there. I would go there and be like, hey, everybody, I healed, come to my channel. But then people are gonna be like, oh, you're just trying to sell your book. You know how much money you make making this book? I mean, nothing. Mostly I've been working for free, helping people for a long time. But I mean, I do consulting, paid consulting. I do have a book. I do other stuff, but it's not, it's nothing really. It's not hardly any money. This is that matcha green tea, good stuff. So, I mean, once you learn how to bring in a lot of like amazing superfoods into your body, now it's even so much better than when I was sick. That was like 10, 15 years ago. You have all this matcha green tea, you have all these mushroom powders. Except probably a lot of people react to the mold, but probably a lot of people don't. Here's what else I wanted to say. I'll just say this and then I'm going to go. But this is specifically for people with chemical sensitivity, this particular video. But so people are always saying like, oh, if you have chemical sensitivity, you have the MTHR gene and your body can't process toxins, or your liver isn't good, or you have adrenal fatigue, or you have permanent brain damage, or you have whatever. And I just find that none of that is true. I mean, it all may play a part. We're not saying that it's not true for everyone. It's probably true for some people, and it might play a part with every people. But I got well completely. I completely got well. We weren't born chemical sensitivity, like maybe you're born sensitive, maybe you're neurologically sensitive, maybe you're sensitive. But that's different than, having an illness. If you're sensitive, you just protect yourself more than other people. Like I can't go and do all this stuff like other people do. I'm not going to sit in a smoky bar. I mean, no. I take very good care of my body and my mind and my toxins because I'm a sensitive human, but not multiple chemical sensitivity. Like now, I can't even smell all that stuff that I used to could smell, and I don't notice it. That they react to more than others. Like them, you could get a headache from something. I haven't got a headache in a while because I am aware of toxins, and if I notice I'm in some kind of environment that has nasty stuff in it, I'm not going to hang around there for long unless I need to, but generally you don't need to. That's all I want to say. Tell your friends, subscribe to my channel, shoot me an email, tell me that you're going to come on. I'll come on. I'll answer your questions. And I really did get well. You can grill me on anything. I really did do all of the normal protocols. I have a whole website, detoxthebodymcs.com. I tell you what I did, all that vitamin C, all that glutathione, all those coffee enemas. Like I did do all that stuff. I feel like, I had to really reduce my toxic load a lot and really just heal my body a lot. And a lot of the healing was through changing my mindset, through just getting my body, my life into like a healing place. Not stressing out, not worrying. This is like a huge factor in most illnesses, and it definitely was in mine. And I don't eat GMOs. I don't live in a house with a bunch of toxins. So that's really what I was thinking about today. It's like, yeah, you do all the physical stuff, but then you have to separate your mind from it. Because actually, I was just watching some Facebook thing on chemtrails. Like, all right, maybe chemtrails exist, maybe they don't. I don't know. You don't know. You hear a lot of things, but we really don't know. But I made a meme once, like 10 years ago, and I was like, you know what? This subject of chemtrails is a subject for other people who are well. You can go, you can do stuff. For me, I'm trying to do everything when I was sick, especially to really merge with my environment and not be like, when you have chemical sensitivity, your whole environment is completely hostile. So don't go looking for things. If you aren't sitting in your house and then a trail comes over and then you're throwing up, don't worry about it. It's probably just a plain, I don't even really know if I believe in chemtrails anymore. I never was convinced. I'm not saying it isn't. Certainly could be, for sure. A lot of smart people think there is. So, they might be a thing. But the point is that if you're not well, you don't need to bother yourself with that. You really need to bother yourself with feeling good. And feeling good does not include staying on Facebook talking about chemtrails, like getting rid of people who are jerks, in your life. Like, it involves really paying attention when you feel good. And that's mentally, physically, spiritually. They do all combine in the end. So you might, just depending on who you are, some people, maybe theirs is completely physical. That wasn't the case with me. A lot of mine was tied in with stress and emotions. And you start really feeling good. You learn how to feel good. You learn how to walk this path of wellness. That's why we call it wellness, and that's why I call it like holistic healing, because you're looking for the wellness, you're looking for the healing, and it is the whole person, the mind, the body, the energy field, everything, the life, the social life, the finances, it's everything, and once you improve any one piece of your whole, it's going to help your whole get better. Just as when we are sick, any one thing that's not well in us can open the door for other not well things to come in. So it's like a downward spiral. Like when you start getting really sick, when you get sick to the point where you have multiple chemical sensitivities, like your body is in a compromised state. You probably have leaky gut. You probably have overgrowth of parasites and yeast. You probably have not enough neurological nutrition. You probably have some vitamin deficiencies. You're probably stressing out, and then you're stressing out, and that's going to cause more toxins, more leaky gut, more of all the bad stuff. So what you have to do is just find a good way to heal. I work with a lot of people, and a lot of people, when we have this illness, like you are trapped, be like, hey, why don't you go outside and ground? And they're like, I can't ground because, I live in a city and I can't get well because I'm here and my aunt's smoking cigarettes all day long. I can't get well because I don't have any money to go anywhere. I can't afford a healthy food. I can't get a grounding mat. Like when we are sick, it's like your world gets smaller and smaller and you're more and more trapped. So, everybody's, when I was sick too, I couldn't afford to move. I know like this time of year when they turn the heat on, like I would always get sick. And frankly, I have to tell you, I do notice a little bit of a smoky smell. So I keep my windows open. I'm going to go get an infrared heater and not even use my heaters at all in my apartment. Like it doesn't make me sick, but I do notice that it's not optimal, So, but when I was sick, I was really suffering. I never shut my windows all winter long, and I felt like I was dying, and I live in a city and cars. I felt so trapped, but I could not afford to leave because also I don't have any money. I was tired. I wasn't working. And I was just spending all of my money on natural foods. So very, expensive, took a lot of time. All the healing takes a lot of time. All those coffee enemas, I'll do it every day. Go to the forest all the time. But my point is that a lot of times we feel trapped, we feel sick, and we feel like we can't get well. I do help a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people on phone calls. I do some, just wellness consulting, and pretty much most people that I've ever talked to, have that same, like, I'm trapped, I can't afford to get well, I can't afford to move, I'm in this situation. But so that's my message, is that, and don't forget to smash those likes. I really need them. And make comments and ask questions. I may about answer the questions in another video. So the thing is, you got to find that one opening where you can start to put something positive into your life. And if you can't live in a positive environment, like this one person who had like lived in a house with some smoking, like could actually have a closet and put some plants in there, plants that are going to give oxygen. And you could have like you can make your own environment inside of your environment. That's why I have so many plants. These plants actually are proven by NASA to clean toxins out of the air, and they give oxygen, and plants are amazing. So you can create your own environment, and maybe like, oh, I can't afford a plant, or I can't go out to get a plant. I mean, these are all obstacles, and they are very real when you're sick, but the only thing I'm trying to say is just keep trying to find an opening. Like, okay, maybe you could make your own environment. Or say when I used to do the sauna, I used to have, I couldn't afford my own infrared sauna at the time. So go to the sauna in the gym, and always somebody would come in with some Pantene hair shampoo or something that would make essential oils that I could. So for me, like, I knew I was like, instead of smelling this Pantene, I was kind of taking up that space with the essential oils. So you just keep trying to find something that's good, and you try to leave away things that are not good. And frankly, a lot of people that get well, they never go back in those chats again. There was one person who was like, when I first started to try to get well, it was like MCS America. I don't know if she's still around, but she's like, okay, I'm on a program, and my program is that I have to not help anyone or come on this. I think she completely shut down her website. So that really is part of the healing. Like, eventually you have to go less and less and less in these groups and talk with these people, because it's like so depressing. It's depressing. It's people are alarmed, people are freaking out, and then people go on and they get further down the rabbit hole where he's worried about vaccines, chemtrails, all that. I'm not saying it's not something to worry about, but it's, when you're sick, you don't have the luxury of worrying about that and just sitting there and spending your mental time like focusing on that. You got to get out of there, meditate. If you can't meditate, your mind's running too fast. Like mine used to be so fast, I could never meditate. Take a walk, listen to some very positive stuff on the internet. I like Abraham Hicks. Always makes me feel like, oh, everything's okay in the world. But you have whatever you do, whatever, maybe some of your religion, something that's very positive and upbeat, and you just start to get like good feelings into yourself. Of course, you're doing all that detox stuff. That's great. I wrote a book on it. But it's not like, I don't think it's not the total healing. It's just like half of it. Or at least it wasn't my case. And so then, what else are you going to do? You're going to breathe fresh air. You're going to go outside. You're going to talk to people you like. You're going to start paying attention. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel bad? Say you have some ex-boyfriend or whatever, some person that every time you talk to them, you end up getting in a bad mood. So you start to either limit the time you talk to this person, or you make some little mental tricks that turn whatever they say into a joke, or however you're going to do it. But you just find ways of not feeling bad. And that wellness is going to conserve your energy. When you're stressing out, when you're in a negative place, it actually takes your energy away. When you're in a positive place, when you're feeling good, it's actually giving you energy. And what your body needs more than anything is energy to get well. So that's why when we have chemical sensitivity, we also have like chronic fatigue, depression, these other kind of illnesses that are like lack of energy. When you have a lot of energy, you can't be depressed. Like, did you ever see a depressed 5-year-old that was like running all around? No, because they got all that energy. Maybe there's like a 5-year-old who, probably I was depressed when I was 5, just if you want to know the truth. I had like a very rough upbringing, and I was a very serious and moody child. So I'll probably, and I also got a terrible vaccine, which I do think did not help me at all and hurt me. So I'm not like pro-vaccine necessarily. I'm not going to say anything about it. I don't want to get my channel taken down, but I'm just saying, some of us are sensitive to those kind of medicines. So I was like a mopey kind of sad child, and also wasn't physically well, probably from those shots and from my parents, their insanity and their violence. But, so that negativity and that probably made it so that it was harder for me to take the medicines, because we are holistic, so whenever kind of one thing bad, adds on to another, next thing you know, you're sick, you can't go out of the house, or next thing you know, you're so depressed, you don't even want to bother to like do anything. Your energy is just all getting heavy, and you don't have enough energy to do all the stuff you need to do and to repair all of your organs and all of that, which you can do. I used to could only remember 3 numbers, and I had a lot of brain fog, and now I can remember like 10 numbers. I learned all about blockchain and Bitcoin, which I also started live streaming about because I've been in that for a while, and I do it very well and understand quite a bit. So we can regenerate. We can be better than ever. We can be happier than ever, no matter how rough our childhood was or our marriage. A lot of people I notice get chemical sensitivity. They're in these kind of awful marriages. Like, you're just getting worn down by negativity, basically. And that starts to hurt your organs. Like, you need to breathe and get that oxygen in there. Your oxygen is detoxing your body, actually. It's cleaning your blood. So there's so many things that can be things that are a block to your healing. You just have to always look for the things that's going to help your healing. Like, come on my channel, smash my like, subscribe, and hit all. Because I'm going to be like, hey, you can get well. And when you hear that, you're going to be like, oh yeah, maybe I can get well, and that's going to give you a little bit of a lift. You're going to get a little bit lighter, and then maybe that will give you the energy to go do the next thing you need, which is maybe eat some vegetables, do all the healthy stuff, go outside, go running, do some workout, whatever you need to do, because it's all comes together. That's all I'm going to say. That's more than I wanted to say. Put your questions in the bottom. And I used to block everybody when I have my Facebook. Come to my Facebook page called Detoxing the Body and Help for Multiple Chemical Sensitivity. Facebook. Here's just Facebook/Detox the Body. And, like my channel and make any comments, ask any questions. That's my Facebook page. And, yeah, I used to block everyone because they were, I would put something up to help people, and there would be like 10 people would say something negative, because when you have a sensitivity, they're bothering you. So it's a mindset, I'm not saying, I had it too. So, and I was the worst, and I'm still, prone to that defensiveness, so. But yeah, I used to get mad and block everyone because I was just helping everyone for free. And people, even now, people will be like, "Oh, you're just." Blah, blah, blah. But now I realize that's just the nature of doing anything on social media, on YouTube. People are always going to say mean stuff, and so now I don't mind, but try to be a little bit encouraging. Like lots of people you don't realize, like you're trying to have a conversation, and refute an idea, but you don't realize it's like, I'm on the other side just trying to help people, and then every idea, gets refuted. Posts. So my posts go pretty quiet. So put a comment, put a like, bring all your questions, shoot me a message, and I got completely well. And that was more than 10 years ago. I got progressive well. I got so well now, perfume doesn't even bother me. Like I could smell it, and now I could smell the good part. Before I could only smell the chemical part, but now my neurology is kind of like other people's. That's why other people can't smell this stuff, and frankly, they're not going to stop wearing it. One of my bandwagons is to get everyone to wear natural stuff, because yeah, people should go fragrance free, but if you have chemical sensitivity, you know that nobody knows what that means. Like to us, fragrance free means like you haven't even touched a fragrance for a week. You don't have a jacket with some old perfume on it. Like those people, they can't even smell it, and they think fragrance free is very relative. So, you know, if you just wear natural commercial stuff, it's going to be full of fragrance, although less and less, thank God, you know, because of us and our means and our, you know, telling people, yeah, of course, yeah, fragrance free is great, but it's not going to happen fast, you know. So the best thing to do, that's what I feel like now, best thing to do is get yourself well. Like I can't adapt to my situation is not going to adapt to me. So I got to like get well in my city. You know, I used to think, oh, I'm going to have to move way out to Arizona, like a million miles from everywhere, like a lot of people do. So you're not anywhere, you know, within 20 miles of a highway where you can smell the exhaust, the EMFs, everything. But it's actually much easier to adapt your own body to your environment. If you look into like these Bruce Lipton and these people, which I did, you know, so I did meditations to adapt myself to my environment and to be able to handle the EMFs. Also, as EMF sensitive. I mean, I still am. Like if I use my phone a lot, it hurts my leg. I don't know why. I mean, it's not that I'm not sensitive. It's that it's not, you know, I can use the phone, you know, I can use the computer now, and, you know, I feel okay about it. That's all I got to say. All right. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Have a great night. Take care. Ciao.